All right, let's get into the last steps here. Actually, you know what? I'm just deciding this. I'm going to change my. It doesn't really matter, but just let's be clear. But this should be like I'm going to call this sketch to be like the front plane, because actually it's not just going to be the planar box. We're going to use this because it's on the very front of our box. We might as well use that for our frame. So just to kind of give a glimpse into what we need to do next, we have this is our final real piece where we need to have a door frame that we're going to assemble. Looks like there's a door jamb that you're going to put in here too. I think, yeah, we'll try to include that in our video too. Looks like we need a little bit of a door jamb there. And then, yeah, and then we're going to start putting this thing together. So we need to have a door in here and get as clear and accurate as we can here. All right, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, let's see. So we need to have a door jamb. And we'll start with that. This thing is just exactly flush with this. And some of this, like when it actually comes to building, we won't be quite as precise as this, but we'll do our best. I'll have to have a little talk about kind of how reality versus this, like, yeah. But because we're gonna make everything like perfectly tight fit, which may not be accurate to reality, but we'll try. We'll try to be perfect. Okay, so in here, let's see. The first thing we need to do is we need to have we're gonna do a little door jamb piece. So let's create a sketch in here. I think I need to add in, let's project in more pieces. I think I used every piece I projected last time, even though I said I might not need them all. I think I ended up using everything that I projected. So let's get these two in here to begin with. Let's just get the whole sides in here too, because I think we're gonna end up needing to reference, I think the majority of these pieces in here. And again, we might as well have them and not need them. All right, so let's do that. Anything else we need to do in here? I think that's gonna be enough. We'd always project more if we need it. Let's start with our little door jamb. So the door jamb is just going to be a piece of wood that's going to fit in here, and it's just going to leave something for the door is going to be able to settle against these sides. I think that's how they're going to do it, but it needs to have this other piece where it can really sit securely against. So let's create in a line. I'm going to create again, as always. I'm going to create a bad line from here to here. Let's just do the door jamb first, and then we can worry about the other stuff next. Good. Okay, so that's fine. I have that in there. We're going to make this about like that. The thickness, I think they said they wanted a 1-inch piece in here, so we can totally do that. Let's make this, we'll make this piece here. This distance should be, oops, I hit the wrong button, or hit distance from this piece to this should be 1 inch. I mean, I could probably go through and, yeah, let's do that. Let's just be crazy. Let's go through and we're gonna make a door jamb variable. Probably it's just totally overkill, but whatever. Doesn't really take much longer. And let's, I think while we're at it, let's just extrude this piece. So we're going to extrude this piece, hit E. We're going to extrude this forward. Positive is going to go forward, negative is going to go backwards. We're going to make this piece just negative wood thickness. Oh, dang! Broke my own rule. I hit enter too quickly. I always do that. Negative wood thickness. I hit enter and then I want to hit twice, but that's going to join everything and just destroy everything I've been working on. Kind of join everything together into one fused monster. So let's just do that instead. Great. Now what are all these extra bodies on here? Oh, good. So I didn't label some of these things. Planar, left. And I'll do a little worried when I get some extra things on here, but I like fuse some things together. No. Okay, so we got the door jamb here, because I think like that door jamb might be a little bit tall, to be honest. I don't think we need a full inch in there. Maybe it's good to have it as a variable to quickly modify it later. Okay, next up, so we have our, I kind of want to like, for some of you guys, like it might be easier to just like hide some of these planes. I don't know, up to you on kind of what you want to like have appear and disappear on here. Like maybe it's helpful to just have these right. I'm just going to do this. I don't know necessarily what I think is the best answer on this. I feel like having everything that was a little bit distracting, but no, maybe not. So I'll just put everything back in. That was a waste of time. All right, so here we go. We're gonna put in the door jamb. We're gonna design the door. Okay, so the door is going to be, all right. I'm trying to think like how much we want to get this exactly right versus how much we want to get this to be, versus giving ourselves a little bit of room to have this not be exactly correct. Let's see how they do this, how they make this fit onto the front. All right, so they're doing hinges here, which means that this side the side of the door should be flush with the outside. Let's take a look at how it kind of ends up. Do they show? Yeah, so it's going to be flush. Okay, flush from one side to the other. That's easy enough to do. We can do that. All right, so we really just need to have a piece of. We are going to have one door jamb right in here. All right. Actually, I think I am. Just get rid of some of these. I don't even want like bottom layer. I don't want back layer. Really don't want anything but just this. Oh, that's my arm. All right, so let's take a look in here. Yeah, because I think that's just helps me kind of simplify this down a little bit. Let me see the door jamb in here. Okay, and then maybe even like left wall, right wall might be good. I think that's about all I want. Okay, maybe the floor too. All right, because now I need to know, now I'm going to fit my, okay, I'm going to have this, yeah, I'm going to draw this on top. So let's go in here. Let's create a line. It's going to go from here. Hopefully we're in, let's make sure I'm in front plane sketch. I'm sure I was, but I just want to be double check. All right, okay. Sorry, so we got to have a line that's going to go from this side to that side. Again, I want to set things like, it has a little box up here around it. That's setting some constraint that it might be like directly on that grid point. I don't care about that grid point. I just want to do something like that. And then I want to make these two lines parallel to each other. So I'm going to make this parallel with that. And now we have this distance here. I'm going to make another parameter for like how thick do I want, what kind of, how thick do I want, like how wide do I want these doors to appear? They probably give me a number that they used in here. Did they say something about cutting a piece in here to, let's see. It's like they should have done this. Oh, so they're doing it by like 1 by 2 pieces. So they're doing like a 2-inch thick. So I'm going to say like door frame. We're going to make that 2 inches. Let's say 2 inches in there. And then again, I can always change these parameters later. 2 inches, 2 inches. We're going to make that door frame. All right, and then I'm also going to do in, let's see, I need to have one across the bottom. So I'm going to do a rectangle that's going to start at this corner. And then it's going to go over, it's going to be on here somewhere. I'm going to make this, you hit the wrong button there. In the sketch still though. I'm going to make this door frame thickness. And then I need to have, okay, so now maybe I want to, just hard to tell kind of what's part of what. I think if it's hard for me, it might be hard for you too. Because really this door jamb I don't necessarily want to see. All right, but I'm going to create a line from this door frame up to this door frame, up to this, like this box, 1, 2, 3. Like this is the top of this is my top door frame, this kind of box that's highlighted here. So I'm going to have this line go from the edge of that door frame down to here. We're going to make these two parallel, this parallel to this. All right, so these two sides, then we have our door frame defined in here. Interesting that it's not letting me slide it around. I should be able to select these two and say this is going to be my door frame width. Over here, we're also going to do, I think we have a line from here to here, and then we have another line here to here. We're going to make these parallel. We're going to make this distance to be door frame distance. All right, now I think now for me it's time to start hiding stuff so I can start extruding and make sure I really have all the correct things I need. So I have all that stuff hidden. Great. So now I want to extrude this. I'm going to extrude. I'm going to do the bottom of my door frame. I'm going to extrude. It's going to be all three of these. Looks like it's pointing the correct direction. You can see the little arrow is kind of pointing out, so I know it's going the right way. We're going to say new body. Say OK. And this can be door bottom. And then up top, we want to extrude. This one's a little bit more complicated because there's a lot of stuff going on here. But I'm going to extrude this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. All 4 pieces are going to form the top of my door. And we're going to extrude that out by wood thickness again. Let's be careful. Good. It's going to create a new body. That's great. And we're going to call this door. We're almost done here. If we do this, I think this is like the last thing we really need to do. We're going to do this as door top. And then we are going to one last extrusion. We're going to extrude this, and well, two last ones. Extrude this. Going to be wood thickness, but now it's going to try and make a fused body here. We're going to say no, don't do that. And then let's also extrude this last piece, and we're going to do wood thickness, and we're going to create a new body, and we're going to call this door left, and we're going to call this door right. Great. And at this point, we have our fully designed thing. So if we get rid of, we want to hide, let's show all of our bodies in here. So there's going to be some stuff in here. Okay, so I think there is some room for talking about some things in here that maybe, maybe I could go back to my design and rework it a little bit here because, all right, well, I mean, like starting with the good parts, this is good. We have the entire thing planned out. Yeah, looks okay. I think like aesthetically, when I look from the side, I don't like that the door is exactly in line with this. Is this the way this thing looks in real life? Yeah, I think it does. Because I kind of, aesthetically, I think the fact that it overhangs in the back, but it doesn't really overhang in the front is a little not that beautiful to me. I think it could be better. But yeah, at least we have a vision of what this is going to look like. All right, the other thing to really talk about now is like this design would be like if we design this thing would be basically airtight, which is not like an accurate. It's not accurate. Like these two pieces of wood, like there is going to be a gap between these two. If they were totally airtight, they're going to be like, one, we can't cut that accurately, and two, even if we could, like these need to have some room to move. So we'll try and do our best to get this as close to being accurate as possible, but we may end up taking a little bit off this. And maybe even, maybe if we'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll think back on this, that this line, that maybe this door jamb or this door frame, really we should have drawn it based on a line that was offset a little bit from the top to give us a little bit of a gap there, just to kind of plan in some of these little bits of space in here. But I think also if we end up with this cut like this and we want to change it later, I think we could always do this physically. Like this is a good map for ourselves, but we can always go back and change these things to make it a little different physically. As far as the top thing, I don't know if I could really even change that because we're screwing it right into the face. Yeah, I don't know how we would make that different. Maybe the face would have to, maybe the top of this box, I'm talking, we can just stop the video, but maybe the top of this thing was extended out another wood thickness out, and then this was like planted onto the front of that. Then the top of the box would go to the front of the door, and the overhang would be a little more prominent. Or maybe it's I don't know. Again, this is just me talking, but like maybe it could be interesting to make it front and back look the same. So like maybe there's not an overhang in the back. This one actually goes back, and so maybe instead of doing that rectangular pattern for depth plus wood thickness, I could have just done it to depth, and then I don't think that would have worked exactly right because anyways, but just saying, like there are some flaws with this. This is a good look, and we'll talk about a little bit how we can transfer this into actual cuts in the next video, but we at least have the full thing planned out for us.